Hey everyone, I'm Chris Kidd, and this is a 9-minute news special report on the coronavirus. By now, we've all heard about it, but what are we really dealing with here? How dangerous is it, and can it affect you and your family? Presented in this report will be the latest information we have, and updates will be found in the description below. This is a good opportunity to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on those updates. Be sure to click the notification bell as well so you're the first to know. The coronavirus will be a part of the documentary film 2020. If you'd like to be a part of this once-in-a-lifetime moment, links to our crowdfunding campaign are in the description. For as little as $10, you can get your name in the credits alongside Hollywood elite. Now, every day we will share more of the latest news and reward you for watching. Check out prizes-giveaways.com in the description to win an Amazon gift card just for watching. So let's start with, what is the coronavirus? According to the World Health Organization, coronaviruses are a large family of viruses that cause illness ranging from the common cold to more severe diseases. Coronaviruses are zoonotic, meaning they are transmitted between animals and humans. You may remember several years ago when SARS was an epidemic. SARS is a form of coronavirus transmitted to people by way of civet cats. Civets are commonly found in tropical areas of Southeast Asia and parts of Africa. The human-to-animal contact in this situation most likely occurred due to man-made barriers and developments in regions already occupied by the nocturnal mammals. The animals made their way into human living spaces, dropping feces along the way. But here's the catch. This current coronavirus is not the same as the older coronaviruses. Confusing, I know. The question is, how are humans contracting this new form of the disease? The Centers for Disease Control states this is a new respiratory virus first identified in Wuhan, China. The culprit is again most likely an exotic animal that infected a human. Now, I use exotic loosely because the animal is certainly exotic to those of us living in the United States, but if you're brave enough to Google search bat soup, you will quickly confirm that the culinary appetite of other regions of the world differ from ours greatly. While the CDC does suspect this new form of coronavirus mutated from the earlier form of SARS, they have not yet pinpointed its exact origin, only the region of Asia in which it first was diagnosed. Since most watching this do not indulge in exotic soups or the practice of eating other raw mammals, let's focus on how humans are infecting other humans. I'm not trying to cause panic, but this virus now knows how to infect people. We can't go back. It's futile to point fingers at others and place blame. That won't help you. What will help you is good hygiene. Regularly washing your hands with warm soapy water and covering your face while coughing and sneezing is still the best practice for prevention. So the kids may need a refresher on keeping clean. Now, let's talk about speculation of the coronavirus making its way to the United States other than people contracting the disease while overseas. What about that wish order you just placed? Could the coronavirus make its way from a factory in Wuhan to your front door? Not likely. The CDC emphasizes that because of poor survivability of these coronaviruses on surfaces, there is likely very low risk of spread from products or packaging that are shipped over a period of days or weeks at ambient temperatures. But you can always play it safe and buy American, just saying. The product has a better chance of looking like the picture, and you won't be supporting illegal sales of copyrighted brands. Question: do you have the coronavirus? Again, I'm not trying to incite panic, but the current symptoms reported for patients with the virus have included mild to severe respiratory illness with fever, cough, and difficulty breathing. These sound pretty common to everyday ailments we encounter in the United States. Again, don't panic. If you're sick, wash your hands regularly and cough into your sleeve or elbow, not your hands. But if old habits die hard, wash your hands immediately after sneezing or coughing into them. The only time you need to concern yourself with these symptoms is if you've recently traveled to China. These are the steps recommended by the CDC if you've traveled to the region recently and begin to show signs of infection 14 days after traveling. 1. Seek medical advice. Call ahead before you go to the doctor's office or emergency room. Tell them about your recent travel and your symptoms. 2. Avoid contact with others. 3. Don't travel while sick. 4. Cover your mouth and nose with a tissue or your sleeve, not your hands, when coughing or sneezing. 5. Wash hands often with soap and water for at least 20 seconds to avoid spreading the virus to others. 6. Wash your hands with soap and water immediately after coughing, sneezing, or blowing your nose. If soap and water are not readily available, you can use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer that contains at least 60% alcohol. Always wash hands with soap and water if hands are visibly dirty. Again, just practice good personal hygiene. Now, what about visiting a zoo? They usually have animals from around the world. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the U.S. Department of Agriculture, and the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service all play a role in regulating the importation of live animals and animal products into the United States. The CDC regulates animals and animal products that pose a threat to human health. The USDA regulates the import of animals and animal products that pose a threat to agriculture, and the Fish and Wildlife Service monitor endangered species and wildlife that can harm the health and welfare of humans, the interest of agriculture, horticulture, and forestry, and the welfare and survival of wildlife resources. According to these government agencies, at the time of this broadcast, you're safe. If you're concerned about the family pet, you shouldn't be, unless that pet traveled with you to China. Just to be safe, if you plan on visiting China, stay away from animals, both live and dead, or maybe just plan a trip somewhere else or reschedule until it is safe to return. Another component of this is passing on coronavirus from human to a pet. Most people do, but you should treat your pet as any other member of the family. If you're sick, keep your distance. At least 6 feet will help prevent your 4-legged child from catching coronavirus or any other illness you might have. And I'd like to remind everybody, monitor the description below. If we have any updates, we will share them there. As we close out this broadcast, I'd like to mention and thank Dr. Li Wenliang. The 34-year-old ophthalmologist was the first to diagnose this new strain of coronavirus. Dr. Wenliang warned Chinese officials, but his words were first ignored and then later censored. The doctor's wife is expecting their second child, who he will not get to meet for quite some time. Dr. Li Wenliang passed away after contracting the coronavirus himself while caring for others infected with the disease. Thank you, doctor. Thank you for your bravery. My wish is your untimely death has not been in vain. Now, as a reminder, every weekday we will share more of the latest news and reward you for watching at prizes-giveaways.com. If you don't win today, you can always leave a comment below with news you'd like to hear more about. We will draw a monthly winner from those that do. Thank you so much for joining us. Until tomorrow.